Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rebooked, the show where we talk about the big meaty men and women who be slapping the meat and the stories that they tell in the process. I'm, of course, GB. You have Jake, and we do not have any Matt today. Matt's not with us because he is sickly. We wish you well, young.
Which you could tell by his complexion.
Yeah,
that he's been sickly for a while.
It's like this, you know, wing, you know, like
Look,
that.
That's the healthiest he's looked. That photo right there.
Wing. So, you know,
did you see the picture he posted recently where his boss basically said, "Hey, 2 words, spray tan."
No, I did not. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's brutal. You know, I gotta say, as a Puerto Rican man, can't relate. You know, it's kind of dope. It's great having this melanin out here. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations. So moving forward, though, I did see some pretty cool fan comments from our last episode that we just put out. By the way, if you want to get involved, you can, you know, sign off in the comments, all that good stuff. And also do not forget that if you happen to be a YouTube enjoyer, you can check us out and actually across all platforms, not just YouTube. If you go to rebookedpod.com. This one came from Greater Than Harorick, 1679. And it says, Monet should lose each title. This is about Mercedes Moné, and become more insecure and unhinged as each one is taken away, leaving her with just the TBS title. Then she can narrowly escape defeat in a title defense on pay-per-view before losing it in the following. Later that night, she inserts herself into like the women's title match, like Edge did in the Elimination Chamber of 2009. We have floated that idea before.
Yeah, basically that's what we've been wanting to have happen is for her to drop these things one by one.
That was going to happen. Like,
because it's a good idea.
yeah. I was so convinced that was going to happen, and it didn't. But
yeah,
it was still a great match. I wish they would have done a little bit more story stuff with it, but you know, there's also a lot of other coordination, and it does seem like the titles being on Mercedes Moné, as we were talking about with Matt last week, is, you know, also just good for those independent promotions. So gets them on TV. So I can understand the logic when it comes to that. What are we drinking, by the way? You having a whiskey or
just a little whiskey Coke? You know,
a little whiskey Coke. Jake, you are living life on the
little four walls whiskey, the better brown.
Oh. I love this. That's what I used to be called back in high school. And also longtime commenter on the show, CG McWhiskers, actually had a great name for our report card segment that we're going to definitely do again.
Yes.
Petition to name the grading segment the Rebook Report. Yes. I'm working on a graphic now, so we're gonna have that moving forward. So I'm looking forward to that. Jake, like I don't know if you know, Battlefield 6 beta is over, by the way.
I'm sad that we have to wait until October now.
And honestly, like it's kind of it's bull, you know, like it's just not fair. I'm really bummed.
I think that they should do a third.
I think they should
weekend, but give us a big map.
Oh, you know,
please give us a big map.
I'm gonna say I understand this is Rebooked and we talk about professional wrestling storylines here, but I do need a platform briefly to pop off about Battlefield 6. I understand the discourse regarding the big map thing, but I just feel like this game has it captured just the intensity of conflict of like, and it's still arcadey and it's still silly, but you can have like really cool hero moments in the game. And yes, I know that can totally happen on big maps as well, but it's I don't know, something about it was just really exciting for me that no other Battlefield game, even though I've always enjoyed Battlefield, no other Battlefield game captured me. I don't know. It was
wow.
I wasn't expecting that, honestly, even when I did the show. Because I did, you know, I was not coming into it being like, I'm gonna chill heavy for this game. Like, no, I was just gonna do the thing that I
do
always
your job.
do,
You're gonna do your
game,
job, right?
Do my job, interview some devs. But I came off of like playing that first day here at home, and I was like, holy shit! I remember being in that venue and talking to the devs and just being like, I think I kind of want to really, really play this game, like really dive into it and sink my teeth into it. So that's a nice feeling.
And the other reason I want another weekend is because I finally figured out my class and my weapon.
Yeah.
So that's another reason that I was like, oh, now that I know what I can do and I'm best with, I want to dive into it more. So, but I guess we just have to wait until
it's so good.
October.
I'm so good. Anyway, sorry for the Battlefield part of the discussion. Thankfully, Scan usually chapters these things out. So if you don't care about this, which I probably should have mentioned earlier, you could just move on. But if you've made it this far and you're like, damn it, I don't care about the Battlefield 6 conversation, and I'm sorry, then let's continue and move forward and talk about TNA, because we had Emergence last week. And look, Matt's not here.
Most of it went.
It could have been an email.
No, I'm just joking.
It could have. Some of it could have been an email.
Yes.
Only one
because
thing
it
was like quite significant, but everything else was like could have been. It was just not. Nothing really happened.
I mean, it was a holdover to it was their fast lane.
But I'm not mad about
it. To their Bound to Glory.
I'm not for glory. I'm not frustrated that TNA didn't, make some drastic change before Bound for Glory with their current.
It happened. I mean,
yeah.
Still fun match, still good matches.
Yeah, and
but
like we said,
the outcomes were, even if the outcomes were predictable, the matches were still fun.
Exactly. And it's like we said, there was one big thing that did happen, and this is kind of the point of the conversation, because I think, like we said, TNA Emergence, good show, but nothing really of note happened. But Sami Callihan lost his match to Mike Santana, and it was a sad moment. Sami Callihan,
a pretty brutal match too.
Oh yeah, that was a
staple guns and
but
all kinds of
I like that Santana was willing to do a match like this. So just to show the range, and he's done it before, obviously with AEW, but so here's where things I think get very. This was a sadistic look on Sami Callihan's face. My man was out here looking for blood.
That is a man possessed.
After the whole kerfluffle of Sami Callihan coming out to a group of individuals like cheering him on and thanking him, a certain Joe Hendry appeared, and Joe was consoling, and he was there with Sami Callihan, and then Eric Young appears, and Eric Young goes up to Joe Hendry and he says, "This is all your fault. How could you be here?" Blaming Joe Hendry. No one stopped him. No one butted in. They just let him cook. They let blood cook.
I know. They're turning on him. It's as if they saw a recording of his parents say to make a harem and control the world with your mighty powers.
So Joe Hendry is Superman.
Joe Hendry is Superman.
Superman. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I really like this. I really want to see where this goes. I wonder, and that was the other thing I was going to ask Matt. Like, I don't know what's the current EY lore right now. Is he still in the Northern Armory? I think he is, but
so.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I haven't really seen them much as of late. So I think
after everything with Macklin, it's kind of petered off a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious if this is like an opportunity for them to either get Joe to find his groove back before, if this is, getting to the end of his TNA story, or if this is an opportunity for Eric Young to kind of like build up the bad guy over an exiting, former champion. I don't know,
but it could be interesting either way. Who is Joe Hendry when we stop believing?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Who is Joe Hendry when you stop believing? That's a big one. What does that look like? And
I don't know. And that's what's fun about it. You can have him go so many different directions with it of is he, like you said, is he trying to get his groove back? Is he trying to prove something to himself? Is he trying to prove it to other people? Is it, and who is it that he's trying to prove it to? His fellow wrestlers, the fans?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the fans are still behind him. He's Joe Hendry. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people have been expressing this very sentiment. I just don't know if they've done it directly to Joe, but like Eric Young coming up and being like, this is all on you is very interesting. And it is a lot of fun. It kind of invites that like that question. I mean, to stick with, you know, the superhero themes of like, do the superheroes invite challenge?
Yeah.
You know, is it their very existence that is problematic and causes greater issues? And maybe that's something that Joe's asking himself. And then what can be an even more interesting part of this is when he does go to WWE, and I assume WWE and TNA are still going to be doing, you know, some stuff together.
Yeah.
How does that affect all of that?
Yeah.
Now it's like, Joe, so you lost our title?
Yeah.
And now you're joining the enemy?
Yep. So I'm saying
that could be a lot. That could be some really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, I really, really like that they're going down this route. I know that it can get maybe a little messy because there's going to be just so many things that I consider, and like what is this ultimately like hitting, and where does this go from here? Because, you know, EY kind of and he needs, if he's going to continue, he's going to need something, you know. And a wounded hero might be just what the doctor ordered in that regard. I thought it was interesting that like Sami Callihan didn't step in, like kind of stepped in like right at the end and was just like, okay, you know, like, I don't know. I just think it's, this is cool. And I hope that they lean into it more. I also hope that it continues to like highlight Steve Macklin and Leon Slater, like, those TNA stalwarts that are like kind of holding down the fort. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to there. But it's pretty good, you know. And overall, I mean, I think this is going to be the thing that we look out for going into Bound for Glory. And what does this manifest itself into? Right? Is just going to be a match at Bound for Glory? Is there something bigger at play here? Right?
Is it like a loser leaves town kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, you know, if does EY go to him and say like, you're the reason why you caused this. If
you don't belong here anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You know, that I will be down with, because you're gonna see, you're gonna know that it's happening, and this is gonna give you an opportunity to like really see whether or not they strike with it. Oof.
And it's going to make for some fun. It'll make for some fun promos.
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think between this and the Order 4 stuff and Mike Santana's journey, and then what we got going on with, you know, the X division, and then the Knockouts division being really up in the air right now, it's an exciting time for TNA, and I'm looking for it, even with some of the drama. You know, even with some of the drama, I'm still looking forward to it because more wrestling is good for everyone. And that is a fact.
Absolutely.
So we go from something, I built this a specific way because we go from something uplifting and curious to, you know, somewhat uplifting, but we got to really question a lot of things right now. And I'm left asking myself, like, does SmackDown need a reboot? Does SmackDown need, and also I've been watching the show Reboot. I don't know if you remember the animated show from back in the day.
Oh my God, of course I remember Reboot. That show was fucking awesome.
There's a 24/7 YouTube channel that plays Reboot 24/7. It's amazing, and I put it on most nights. And it has all the seasons, including
incredible.
Yeah, including like the really good third dark season, you know. It's pretty solid.
Megabyte. That's the guy I remember, Megabyte, when he was the
hexadecimal, you know, Bob and Dot, Enzo, So, but anyway, I was thinking about
Dot
reboots.
Matrix. Wasn't that her name? Dot Matrix.
That's right. Matrix and Dot Matrix. So I've been thinking about what's going on here, and I'll be honest, the reason that kind of prompted this was because I was watching Ups and Downs with Simon Miller, as one does. And he was talking about how SmackDown very much has been in a weird spot. And one of those reasons he had mentioned was firstly was Sami Zayn. Because Sami Zayn's now on SmackDown, right?
Right.
And this cross was kind of happening, and then I don't know where Sammy's on SmackDown. But the thing that's a little perplexing about it was that Sami Zayn a couple of weeks back was very hell-bent on winning the world championship and said that this was his goal and his mission and what he wanted to do. And he failed at that. And I guess the concession was beating Karrion Kross in his last match in the company. And then now he's like, no, I don't want the world championship. There are other championships. I want Solo's US championship. And now here we are. I'm not bothered by them two in a program or going into the story together, like, at all. I just think that it just goes to show, I feels like right now there's a lot of uncertainty on like where they want to go with people. And I don't know what prompted that, and I don't know what triggered it, but it's like you look at the WWE Women's Championship with Tiffany Stratton.
I think it's as much of a priority.
Yeah.
I think it feels like we're back to the battle of the brands where SmackDown is being treated as the B show because Raw's on Netflix. And so it's like, well, that's where the brunt of our focus and attention needs to go. And I think that's why we're seeing more focus on like the tag division and stuff like that on SmackDown. Yeah. I mean, even with the women's tag, because Charlotte and Alexa are the champs there, and they're on SmackDown. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like,
but then the inconsistencies go even further, because then this whole thing happens and they're confronting one another. And then Jimmy Uso comes out, and we know that Jimmy Uso and
Big Jim, excuse you.
Yeah, Big Jim. We know Big Jim and Sammy are cool now. But then also Jacob Fatu showed up, and like that was his US championship. But Sammy's now just like, I want the US title. And like, look, we should be moving Jacob away from the US title, so I'm not bothered by this at all, personally. But I just think it's like it's just a little they gotta be a little bit smarter about how they're looking to like kind of weave these things together here. I hope maybe they revisit this in some capacity with Jacob Fatu saying like, hey, you know, I got your back if you want to go for this, but no, one day I'm coming for that or something. I don't know. Like it doesn't need to be crazy. I just feel like I don't know.
I don't think we see that enough of faces being like, and we kind of saw it a little bit last night with like Punk and Jay and LA Knight of kind of being like, you know, look, like we can still look out for each other, but then, you know, at the end of the day, respectfully coming for that title.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you don't see that enough. I understand like it's easy to have the dichotomy of good guy versus bad guy. Right. Yeah. But like I never understood this, why we're so hesitant to do face versus face. Like that, like there can't be a good story there. Like someone can't be the antagonist. You can be an antagonist in a story and still be a good person.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that, or you don't try, that's just lazy writing.
Yeah.
Like, you really can do that. And so I wish that we would see more of that. But I also wonder, like, are we saving it? Because I mean, Cena's coming out on Friday. He's supposed to be there for some reason. So I can only assume then that Brock Lesnar is part of SmackDown. And I would imagine that that's where a majority of their attention is going to go.
Yeah. Which also, knowing that SmackDown's kind of a lower priority, I guess, it is a little not nice of a feeling that like they're spending their time putting it on here. Which it's just really fascinating. It really is. I don't want to think that there's. I want to actually, rather than focusing on the negatives, though, I do want to highlight some of the positives, though. Right. I think that like one of the positives of SmackDown right now has been primarily, you know, everything that's been going on with like Alexa Bliss and like the women's tag. It's been well handled there because of, you know, the two of them. Also, now that the Secret Hervis and Chelsea Green are getting involved, I really, you know, like that as well.
Yep.
So, you know, I think that's good. And I want to see where things go from there. I think Jacob Fatu is going to be like a main character, right, in this, because look, I am in no way, shape, or form ecstatic about Brock Lesnar being back, but I will be fine if they give me Jacob Fatu versus Brock Lesnar and Jacob Fatu beats Brock. And I'm very okay with that, as like building him up as like this juggernaut, the next juggernaut guy.
Right.
I'm okay with that too. So he's kind of one of the people that I'm keeping an eye on in this show, because I do feel like he'll be a playmaker for them down the line. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, and then the tag team stuff and in the men's tag team division has also been very good too. So, you know, like they're trying things, you know, rather.
I'm wondering too, if they're about to start gearing things back up with the Wyatt Six. And the reason that I say that, I wouldn't have even said that if it weren't for the eagle eye of my betrothed Shauna, who caught that while we were watching SmackDown. And I'm going to have to try to go back and scrub through it and find it. But essentially there was a backstage segment, and I think it was close to like one of their big, like 18 wheelers that carries all their gear and all that shit.
Yeah.
Where it was in the background, on the right side of the screen. So like it was like over in this area somewhere was like kind of the shiny chrome reflective back of the trailer cabin.
Yeah.
And Shauna we were watching, she goes, wait, stop, rewind it. And I was like, okay. She's like, did you see that? And I was like, no, what is it? And we rewound, and sure enough, like just barely in the reflection, we were kind of looking, and I was like, holy shit, is that Nikki Cross? And Nikki Cross was just standing there like this, just kind of slowly moving during and I'm telling you, you had to be keen to because I was like, how did you see that? So like, and it very clear, like once you look at it, you're like, oh my God, yeah, that is 100% Nikki Cross.
Okay.
What was she doing there? I need to go back and find what promo was
in the segment,
but it was
like what the
actual that's what I'm trying to remember. I need to go. I'm literally going to pull it up here and see if I can find the backstage segment. But yeah, it was very much like, wait a minute, what's that going on in the background?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's wait, here it is. Oh, it was with Tiffany. Tiffany was talking to who's the girl from NXT? That's with Julia now. Who was trying to like
Stephanie Vicaire? No.
No.
The girl that was with Julia. Oh, the girl that was with Julia.
That's like, be one of my clients or whatever.
Yes. I know who you're talking about. She's like now the manager.
Yeah, I found the segment right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we didn't see it until she started moving in the background, and I can't believe Shauna even caught it.
That I think is very interesting, and it does kind of lead me to believe like what I was kind of the point of this conversation really was. Is there an opportunity?
I just sent it.
Yeah, I see it here. I'm pulling it up now. There it is.
Oh, see, you see her right there in the background?
Yeah, right in the background here.
Right there in the reflection of that. Like, yeah. And I was like, I can't believe that you caught that. Yeah. I couldn't believe that she caught that picture.
Now
caught that because I was like, whoa. Because they haven't been doing that kind of stuff with them lately.
No, they haven't.
Or maybe they have and we haven't caught it.
I am wondering where that would go, because it seems like they're doing more with like just like characters that are like in real big self-reflection mode or getting a little weird. And one of those individuals as well was Bayley, who last night had a promo or a segment rather that was just about her doubting herself, and these like the voices, like it was like the ding dong had like played in the background and stuff. Yeah, I'm
And
wondering.
ending with who needs a hug
Yeah, that's right.
and
That's
that
right.
kind
Good
of
call.
stuff.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm really curious. What do you think about that? Like, is are we thinking like a kind of
I
Randy
don't
Orton
know.
type of thing or a Cactus Jack type of thing? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really interested to see because it's not really anything that like Bailey's not really done anything like this. Like this is some like she's doing like some serious character work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she hasn't and that's not something that she's really done. She's really just kind of played these versions of herself, which of course that's what everybody does. But this is like, yeah, she's doing some like weird psychological stuff and like what kind of place is this going to take Bailey to? And
Yeah.
it's
This is
really interesting.
different.
At first I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm gonna, look, in wrestling and TV and whatever, I'll give you enough rope to hang yourself with. Absolutely. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And it was after the first one, then I was like, well, that's interesting. But this most recent one is the one that really caught my attention because I was like, well, now where is this going to go? Because now this third, is this like, at first it seemed like it was an editing choice. The first promo seemed like it was an editing choice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's just show these conflicting thoughts and feelings that Bayley is having to really hammer it home more to the audience. But this second one is the one that's told us like, no, she's hearing these. Like this is affecting her personality. And are we going to see, like you said, a reemergence of one of these versions of Bayley? Is there going to be some kind of unholy matrimony between the three that spurns a new fourth version? Like, yeah, it's interesting. And it makes you wonder how long this has been building because it's very much based on her failures.
Yes. Yes.
And you wonder, was her not being part of WrestleMania a plan for this? Or is this a reaction to her not?
I mean, I think like no matter what,
because
it's fine no matter what, right? Like because whatever happened. So now you could just use it.
Right.
And I think like there is something there, and I want to see more wrestlers that have a bit more of a like the psychological edge to them and stuff, like just different. Like I liked it when Alexa Bliss was doing for a brief moment when she was doing like the Firefly Funhouse gimmick with Bray Wyatt and stuff. And I like that we had just a woman on the roster that wasn't just I'm gonna win a match. And it's like I like layers. I just like layers to characters 100%. And wrestlers. It's the reason why we love Toni Storm so much, because her character
and Chelsea
Green. Why? And that love is Ash by Elegance is another one that it's like it's just you gotta do something.
They're taking chances.
Yes, and
they're taking chances. They're not doing some and they're not doing some like milk toast version of themselves or just like you said, just the classic. I want to win, so I'm going to win and I'm going to beat you. And I don't no, but like really showing a lot of different emotions and having layered complex characters. We don't see that enough out of the women's side. And I wonder how much of that is due to just the booking in general. Because I certainly don't want to blame the women for like, why aren't you doing this? Because it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard for them to do it.
And
when you're just trying to get whatever time you can on air, like it's hard to take these big swings, but people like Bayley and like Tony can do that. And hopefully this opens the door to more of it happening. And yeah, I agree. I think that's why Alexa was so fun, is because she really leaned into it and like really got into it. And it's still, and what's great is we have this continuity of character. She still has the Lily doll.
Yeah.
it's still very much a part of her. It has shaped her and molded
Yeah.
her into
Yeah.
who she is now. And it's not just a forgotten thing about her character,
Yeah.
kind of the way that we have with like Bailey's hugger, because it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. I
so I'm
like it.
interested to see how all of this comes to fruition. Where is this going? Like we've been seeing this slow demise of Bayley, and Bayley is questioning the same thing everyone else does when they fail.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
exciting.
that's fun. Yeah.
I am like, these are the things that are definitely speaking to me on WWE TV right now. I'm very much enjoying these kinds of like, and I'm hoping what this leads to is just a touch more experimentation for some of these characters,
Yes.
and some of these people,
And
and embracing
SmackDown
it.
can be that stage for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
It's
talked
true.
about
It's
this
true.
not terribly long ago of SmackDown used to be the land of opportunity, right? Well, if you're being treated as the B show and things are feeling like they're kind of stagnating, then swing for the fences, man.
Yep.
Swing for the fences. As long as you don't do what you did with Cena and just be like, not working, it's done.
And that's like,
you know.
I'll be honest, man. That's like, we were ragging on AEW for the Death Riders arc and them doing a lot of odd pivots out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And it was very much, I mean, this was very much the same thing. I would argue it was
Right.
even messier because at least they recovered the Death Riders arc at the end with a great Hangman story that got put on top of that. Whereas, like,
It's also different when this is Cena's last.
yeah,
Like I get it. Like there's just not time.
yeah,
There's not time to put a bow on that like we want. Let's give Cena the retirement that he wants, the retirement that he deserves.
yeah. And that's
Hit
why
the
it's
ejector
like,
seat button on
I'm
it.
cool. You know
Whatever.
what? Hey, we're
Yeah.
good. We're fine. Let's just enjoy this while we have it because we're not going to have it again. Sometimes we do need to just
Right.
enjoy things without being hypercritical and overanalyzing. And that is, I think, a good way to kind of leave that for right now. But we'll keep eyes and let us know what you think in the comments. Do you feel the thing that everyone else has been feeling when I've been reading online, just like so many people like disappointed with where SmackDown is right now? Sound off. Let us know. What would you like to see?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Tell us what you would do to course correct SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like give us some specifics.
Yeah, who
Get
would be
weird
your main
with it.
character? Who would be the person you'd want to really build the show around? Have some fun with it because there are a lot of options. And all I'm saying is Oba Femi should be one of them because that guy,
Well, Todd Oba.
that guy is he's something else. So hopefully that'll be the case. And that brings us to our final topic of this show, and it is a fun one. Forbidden Door London is this weekend, and it is going to be a big show. And I gotta say, really excellently done. I kind of liked everything that they did to build up this pay-per-view. Now, I am going to also levy some criticism that's very much necessary here. It's not so much a Forbidden Door show anymore, so much as it is just a AEW pay-per-view that
with some guest stars.
Might have some guest stars. But that said, and I also want to be clear, I'm not like that bothered by it this time around. And the reason why is because what we ended up getting is actually pretty good across the board. We have we'll go through each match one by one, but we'll start with some of the more, and we'll of course do our predictions here as well. We'll start with one of the matches that I think is I'm excited to see. It's probably going to be the main event because it's lights out, but maybe we start with it first, which is the Death Riders versus Team Darby. Because this one kind of
isn't it technically not a main event because it's not technically sanctioned.
Yeah, but like I think it's going to be the last match on the card.
Sure, it'll be the last match. Yeah. Because why would you just stop the pay-per-view halfway through to be like, this is intermission? But if you want to stay for this match,
close your eyes. These people are going to have a match.
Pretend
here.
This doesn't exist. Yeah.
Swear it doesn't. But let's talk about who is in this match because this is crazy, but I'm also like not again, I'm not bothered by it because there's some good stories coming into this. Firstly, Young Bucks constantly getting disrespected. That has been an ongoing thing, which is great. Gabe Kidd coming in as like the enforcer outside of New Japan, and that's more of an ad hoc thing. Claudio and Mox are kind of, this one's more just I think they're the foil for Darby in this situation. The real stories are happening over here on the good guy side, though, because Darby's looking to dismantle the Death Riders and could very well be successful here. The Golden Lovers reunited. Is there going to be some kind of friction between them and the Young Bucks, right? Gabe Kidd has an opportunity to take out the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling with no one watching because everyone's going to have their eyes closed. And then there's Will Ospreay, who is flirting with injury. That's the angle that they're running with Will Ospreay. So there's some interesting little storylines coming into this where you're like, oh shit, this actually could have some interesting ramifications. And it'll also be the first time we see Kenny Omega since All In. So
Since All In, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, man. I'm excited for that match. I don't know. Is there anything that sticks out to you from those stories that feel real, that feel like they're good, or do you think it's like, it's there, but it's not that impactful?
I like Ospreay coming back and possibly hiding an injury.
Yeah,
I think that's a fun. I think that's a fun, interesting story. And I think it's a great way to get Will Ospreay back into the mix of things. I think that could be really interesting because then you could have a like, well, what is he nursing? What is it that he's hurting, or what is it that's hurt or questionable? Do we find that out before the match? Because it might be fun. It might be fun to see like Ospreay's like in the match and going okay, but then like Mox, hits him in the lower back with something, or in a shoulder and a knee, whatever it is, and then just drops him like a sack of taters. And it's just like, and Mox is like, oh, is that what the problem is? Well, we're gonna attack that then. Or is it do the Bucks use what few strings they have left that they can pull to find out what's going on with Ospreay and kind of get some inside info to help them in the match against it? Like, that's really interesting. That can be a really fun thing that they do. And I wonder if we're going to see anything about that tonight on I guess it would be tonight. I think that's probably the most interesting part of it all to me. Is what percentage is Will Ospreay really at?
That is going to be a fun one. And how does that get exploited? I am,
because he had that interview backstage with Renee where he was just like, we're not going to talk about it, bro, or whatever it was, and it's just like, it's fine.
And I think he's going to have a face-to-face with Mox this Wednesday.
He is. He's supposed to tonight. Because he said, tell your husband I'd like to have a chat with him.
So I wouldn't be shocked if there's something that kind of pops up with this. For me, the thing that sticks out is I'm interested in what happens with the Golden Lovers and Young Bucks. I think we're on the journey to Young Bucks coming back, the Young Bucks returning to form again, to Super Kick Party Young Bucks. I think, because honestly, the Young Bucks are the best they've ever been right now. They're just letting their ego get in the way of them winning some of these matches. And when they do win, it's because they're like the Young Bucks. They're the best team in the game.
I loved that little detail of Mox going to the extras room.
Dude,
that was like so secluded away from it. It looked like a fucking boiler room.
Like,
and the two of them just sitting in there.
Here?
I was too. I was like, who the hell is he going to talk to? And then when it just moved over and it was them, I was like, oh, that's a great detail. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job with that. I really
I'm also interested to see if we're going to have some kind of redemption arc for the Young Bucks of them, because and it doesn't need to end too quick. They definitely need to eat some shit for what they've done
for
and for
sure.
who they've been.
Yeah.
They absolutely need to do. And I think at some point, like, it'll be fun to just see them like, you know what? Fuck it. Everybody was right. We're just going to do our thing. We'll accept it. Let's have fun with it. And instead of being annoyed by the little, like them not coming out to music or pyro or whatever, and just having fun with it and winning. I think it'd be fun to see them win the production crew back first.
Yeah. That's what I want. Yes.
I want them to win the production crew back first and then start winning back other people.
How do we get there? I'm excited for that journey. I am. That's a good call. I really like that. We also, I don't have the graphic for it, but we could just talk about it real fast. The AEW World Tag Team Championship. I actually do think FTR will, no.
Win the title.
I was thinking that FTR would win the titles because then that sets up Cope and Cage to take on FTR. I am not so positive just because Hurt Syndicate have been great, but what I want to have happen is, and this is, and I don't know if they're going to do this, but if they were to, I would love it. I want them to, because we know that this is going to be the lights out steel cage match to close out the show, and that is going to be the big thing. I would like for them to open with Hangman versus MJF. And I would like for MJF, when he loses, because he's going to lose, and he's going to blame everyone but himself, I want MJF to be the reason why the Hurt Syndicate loses the tag titles. Because that brings that whole thing back. Because there was a little promo on Dynamite, I think, or was it Collision? I don't remember which one, but it was last week, where Renee's like, is there any drama between you and MJF and you guys and MJF? And they're like, there's no drama. There's no drama at all. Are you kidding us? There's no drama. But MJF brings drama wherever he goes. So what if MJF does the thing and he causes them, he helps his former Pinnacle stablemates get their tag team championships back. And I really would like for that to be the case.
Keep finding that backup, that insurance policy that Hangman talked about.
Exactly. So I don't know. That's what I think there. I think that FTR are going to win it. I think FTR are going to be Brodito by nefarious means, and then I think they're going to get help from a disappointed MJF. I think it's going to be MJF no matter what, but I would really like it if it came off of him losing in the opening match of Forbidden Door. That would be my thing there. Who do you think wins that? Do you think Hurt Syndicate retains?
I don't know. You've kind of convinced me now that it's going to be FTR. Honestly, it makes sense because of everything with Cope and Cage right now.
I don't think
that they need the belts for that feud either.
Yeah.
But I also don't think Tony can help himself with making Cage and Cope.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, man, I'm okay with that. I really am, because
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
If there's one thing that AEW has handled very well, it's like the older wrestlers and their stories. Great job with Sting. Brian did literally exactly what he would have wanted to do going out. And I could easily see the same thing here for Cope and Cage. And the tag titles are a really good spot for them to do that.
Go out the way they came in.
Exactly. Yeah. And also too, I would really like to get Cope and Cage versus Young Bucks one day down the line. That would be sick. There's Cope and Cage hell versus Jet Speed. If they even manage to stay together that long, would be really exciting. So there's some good stuff there. Speaking of Cope and Cage, I believe I have the graphic here. Yes, I do. Yeah, we have the sudden but inevitable tag match of Cope and Cage going up against Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. I am excited for this, but I believe that Nick and Kip should win. So I'm going Nick and Kip. But I can see Kip being pinned though, but I don't think they should lose.
I can see them winning because because Cope and Cage still have to get like their chemistry back, like playing it
Mhm.
kind of like that of
Mhm.
like, man, it's, you know, we haven't worked out these muscles in a long time, brother. Like we got to,
Exactly.
you know, we got to figure ourselves out again. Because that would kind of kill the momentum, especially of Nick Wayne
Yeah.
with the title there. But yeah, I don't know. But I could see, yeah, I could see. Honestly, this is a 50-50 match to me
It
a little
is.
bit. I
It
could see
is.
it going either
I don't
way.
think anyone gets like particularly put in a bad spot as a result of this matchup.
Yeah, I don't think
Because
so.
this is like more of a blood feud, right?
I could see Cage and Cope winning underhanded due to Christian
Yeah.
and Copeland being like, bro, that's not how we don't do things like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, right. Like that might be kind of fun
Yeah,
of
maybe like
one of them playing face and one being heel. And he's kind of like, no, dude, you see, that's not who you are. We gotta stop that.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, stop with the low blows, stop with the distracting the officials. Like, bro, let's just do what we did and let's just
I
wrestle.
like that. I wish
I think
they
that
would
would
go
be a
that
lot of
route.
fun.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
super fun. Or even like him trying to like I want you know, Cage to come out with like everything, you know, Christian Cage, you know, like show no teamwork efforts with Cope, be a selfish douchebag, but then like maybe midway through the match realizes, oh my God, like yes, we're both former world champions, but these young guys are running circles around us, and we need to work together to win. Like I don't know, I just
is
want
Cope's mom still alive? Could he come out with her? Like
some added
like
motivation,
that.
you know, like yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
overall, I think Kip and Nick are gonna win this. I think they need to have their win over Christian Cage. They need to get their win over him. We have to remember that, and then hopefully through that. That is Adam Copeland just being like, hey, man, like, it's now time to move on. It's time to grow, you know, time to do this together. Like we had talked about when I first got here, you know, like we fell short, but I saw it. I saw it and we should do it and we should make a run for the tag titles. And I think that would be, I would very much enjoy that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So, who do we have? I have Kip and Nick winning. Who do you have? Kip and Nick, or do you?
I'll take the other. I'll take the other.
Okay.
I'll take it. Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Splitting
take
the
Cope and
diff.
Cage.
Splitting the diff. I like it. I like it. Next up, we have our TBS Championship matchup, which I also shamelessly
Mercedes.
do
Next
not have a
question.
graphic.
Next match.
And yes, that is going to be Mercedes Moné. But I do think it's going to be a great match because Alex Windsor has been so amazing lately.
I could see something. I could see because Tony's kind of taking her under her belt a little bit, or under her wing. I mean, so I could see something happening with that because Tony doesn't have a match, does she?
Tony, yeah, she's fighting Athena.
Oh, duh, with Athena.
Yeah,
that's right. So I could see one of the. I could see there being some crossover interference between those two matches, perhaps, but I'm still going to take Mercedes.
Yeah. I'm also going to take Mercedes there, but I would not be disappointed if they decide to pull the trigger on Alex Windsor because she is legit.
She's great.
She's great.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of her. Her coming out the Windsor. Like I like that. It's good. It works. The first defense for the AEW Unified Championship. As we all know, this is the favorite name for Jake and Matt for titles in the history of naming titles. But one thing cannot be denied. This is going to be a banger match. So
yes,
I think Okada's going to win. But oh man, if Swerve were to pull it off, I would be so happy. But I don't see it happening.
I don't either. But at the same time, I don't know who the person to take the title off of Okada is ultimately.
Yeah,
he's had that for so long. I just don't know. I don't know who you ultimately have him lose to.
Yeah. I don't know either.
So I could see Swerve, but I just don't think.
The thing is that it doesn't serve Swerve. You hear me? It doesn't serve the story that Don Callis is trying to
Yeah. Oh, I
collect the
agree.
belts, right?
Yeah. Well,
'cause
then he
did it
needs to
once.
get Mercedes.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's
That's
I mean, bring Mercedes on to the
Which I
Callis
also
family.
wouldn't hate either.
I wouldn't hate that. Yeah.
If Don Callis inserted himself into the women's scene, like that whole situation with the women's division, I would love that. And then he can claim, but the thing is like Mercedes is too like, this is mine. So I don't know if she'd be willing to share that with Don Callis. Whereas like this is, he got
But also, didn't they have there was kind of a thing between Okada and Mercedes for a minute there.
Yeah.
So
bring that
I don't
back.
know.
Have Okada do the Mercedes dance.
Yes.
I'm in with that. I'm going Okada. Who do you have? You have Okada? Okada? Yeah. And I think that's the thing with this pay-per-view. It's like the matches are going to be great, but in a similar way to Emergence, I don't see there being too many title changes. But I think that there is going to be at least one. This one got thrown together rather last minute. This is one of the New Japan wrestlers coming in, Hiromu Takahashi, who's awesome, really fun wrestler to watch. And he'll be facing Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. Kyle's going to win that. He just won the damn thing. Kyle Fletcher's he's going to have a long, beautiful reign. And all I'm asking for is a pink TNT title. I just want a pink TNT title just for Kyle. I mean, look, we had the awesome Brody Lee purple one. Let's do it. Let's get the hot pink TNT title up in this sumbitch and make
I'm here
magic
for it.
happen.
Looking like the up down title.
Yeah, pretty much. Which that strap was also really nice on that belt. So I don't know. I'm in. We can move on though to our first of the world title matches that will be taking place on this show. First one will be the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which will be between Nigel McGuinness with Daniel Garcia in his corner going up against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. in a dream match, a technical dream match is what we're going to be treated to here.
Good for Nigel, man.
Yeah.
Good for Nigel. Happy for him. I'll take Zach.
It's going to be Zach.
But it'll still be fun.
But there's a but. Daniel Garcia. So if you didn't get to see the technical technical showcase, that's what it was called, the technical showcase on Collision that qualified Nigel McGuinness for this match. The entire time, it was Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness in competing holds, trying to get their opponent to tap out each time, right next to each other in unison. And it wasn't until he was able to kind of like weasel by with a win. I think he got Lee, was it Lee Moriarty or I forget, or Big Shotty, I think it was able to get him into the hold. And then I believe that was it. It was cooked at that point. Daniel Garcia has been taking a lot of L's lately, Jake. And I don't know. And I think that something's going to happen coming out of this. I don't know if it's going to be Daniel Garcia turning his back on someone like Nigel McGuinness, but I do think that we're going to get something with that. Danny is going to be the cause why Nigel loses.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. Yeah.
So I'm but if that being said, Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah.
For our next world world championship match, we have the ladies. It is Toni Storm going up against the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena. Hot take: Athena is going to win this. I'm calling it now.
Whoa, are you now?
Yeah, I think Athena is going to win this.
And what gives you that impression?
Well, I think that we've been asking the question for a long time. When Athena got put in Ring of Honor after she got signed, what are they doing with her? They're wasting time, blah, blah, blah. But they're not. They weren't. because what they were doing was, firstly, she was putting together an incredible. She helped out, people like Queen Aminata, like continue to level up. She's fought Anna Jay a million times. Like all these wrestlers who've, worked with Athena have only just continued to get better within her orbit through Ring of Honor. She's the longest longest reigning Ring of Honor women's champion. That's a hard one to say 5 times fast. And is coming into this one with only one blemish on her record, which was against Mercedes Moné. Toni Storm has been incredible, but they've done a brilliant job of building the O-face, which is Athena's move. And I think that has I think that's kind of playing the factor in it. I will say that, like, if Toni Storm retains, I'm fine with it. But I do like the idea of Athena being a Ring of Honor and AEW women's champion. And I think that would be quite historic. She'd be the first one to do it. That could be kind of cool. And it kind of lends credence to her legitimacy of, like, yeah, I owned Ring of Honor, came out here, and now I'm owning AEW. I don't know. Something about that really, really resonates with me for this person who's going to be in the roster for a long time now, because she's now, like, in AEW proper, you know? So I don't know. That's my read. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, I'd love it for Athena to win. I think that she'd be a tremendous champion. I would be a little surprised if she won just because Mercedes lost to Tony. And I know that, like, transitive property doesn't really work in wrestling, but it it a little bit feels like it should, in a way, So yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a really, really good match. I think this might be the one I'm most looking forward to. Again, it's a situation of, I'm not upset who comes out with the title here.
Who do you got?
Man, I don't know. I think I can't bet against Tony. I can't bet against Toni Storm.
And that wouldn't be a bad call. I cannot stress enough, like, we could realistically, because it's so close to All In, we could just be looking at, just a series of really, really good matches. Like maybe one title change, and that could be the tag championship. And that's it. I would be not disappointed, because also, like, because All In just happened as well, right? It's a they kind of give themselves a little bit of cover, I think. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Tony wins. I just don't know who Tony, because it does feel like we're getting back to this, not getting back to, but Mercedes is still very much involved in this situation, even if it's in a tertiary capacity right now.
Right.
So, because I wouldn't even go as far as to say she's secondary. She's just kind of, she is very much not a fan of Toni Storm. And I don't know. And maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up a second, brother. Hold up. Oh, snap. And the graphics are wrong here. No, you hate to see it, kids. All right. Let me cook for a second here. Let me think.
Okay.
Athena lost to Mercedes Moné. Mercedes knows she could beat Athena, but she cannot beat Toni Storm.
So does she help Athena win so that she can beat Athena to get the title?
And she's going to, I think so.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know why, too, but
back to that transitive property, though. But.
That is true. But the only reason why I think it goes that way potentially is just because, Mercedes just hates Toni, for, like, raining on her parade, for denying her what she loves most. So why wouldn't she try to cause problems for her again? She's already been loosely involved in this, while Tony's been backing up Alex Windsor, So she's kind of in,
which may lead credence to Alex Windsor perhaps winning the Fatal 4-Way. What if Alex wins and that pisses Mercedes off even more? Because it's like, well, Tony's the one who's been helping her, and instead of blaming herself or even blaming Alex, she blames Tony.
Let Tony come out with Alex. Let Tony come out with Alex. I like the idea. I don't hate it. And if they were to do that,
her star pupil,
it would be
her understudy.
Yeah,
that's her understudy.
I mean,
I would love that. Yeah,
I could see it. And you have the CMLL and the Stardom wrestler who can easily take the pin on the show if need be. And then you have it, but we'll see. That is going to be the connecting tissue between these matches. That would be quite fascinating.
That would be a funny way to see Mercedes start losing her titles if it was in these multi-women matches and she's never pinned, but she keeps losing her titles. That would be funny. Yeah. That would be entertaining and interesting, where she's just like, I'm not the one losing, but I'm all my titles are disappearing. And like that would drive me nuts if I were her. That would be a lot of fun.
Meanwhile, Toni Storm has won many multi-women matches while defending her women's title, which I think would also be a very cool juxtaposition between the two of them. So yeah. There are a lot of really fun directions they could take with this. But that's kind of the case with anything regarding Toni Storm. You can go in a million different directions and it's going to be incredible. So we're split. I think Athena, Jake thinks Tony. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about it next week. I'm very much looking forward to that one. It's not going to be I don't know if it's going to be the main event. I don't know how they're building the card, to be fair with you, but our World Heavyweight Championship matchup, it is, of course, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, using his contract that he earned through the Casino Gauntlet match against our world champion, Hangman Adam Page, lover of flowers. Flowers is leaves, bitches. So what are we thinking here? I mean, Hangman wins.
Yeah.
Right. But you could, if you wanted to, MJF could win. And I also wouldn't hate it. It would have to be through shitty, nefarious means.
Sure.
That's the thing. It's like, my only issue with the direction that they kind of gone with this story is that,
could the fallout with Hurt Syndicate all be a ruse?
That's the I don't
know.
You're making me think that could be that would be a fun twist. We haven't had a good twist like that in a minute. I wouldn't hate that. Because I mean, like, he kind of just got rejected, and then from there, like, that was it. And they haven't really said anything.
And it seemed out of nowhere.
It did.
It really seemed out of nowhere.
Unless MJF comes out to help them beat FTR, but I don't know if that speaks to me as much. Because then that's like, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Right. Why did you help them do that if they didn't help you do?
For that tag match, and Hurt Syndicate win cleanly, then I can see that happening. If that's gonna be what I'm watching out for. That's gonna be what I'm watching out for. If Hurt Syndicate win cleanly, no MJF involvement at all, nothing at all, right? Then I think you might be right. I think you might be right, because it is sus. It is actually quite sus. And I hope it's not just a John Cena situation where we're just dropping it and pivoting. I hope that's not what this is, but it doesn't strike me as that. Because of that promo where they were like, hey, is there any drama? And MVP is like, drama? There's no drama. We got no drama here. You're just like, okay. All right, Montel.
Because the other
let's
thing
relax
too,
for a minute
because
with
think
the word.
think about this too. If I recall, MVP said one of the reasons that they didn't want him in anymore is because he wasn't hurting people, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he said? We hurt people. Well, what did MJF say that he wanted to do to Hangman Adam Page?
Said he wanted to hurt him, dude.
I'm going to hurt you like you've never been hurt before.
Yes. I'm telling you, man. I think this is
happening. that would be fun. Because that would be fun.
We're all just so enthusiastic about Hangman. We're like, Hangman's great. Yep. He's gonna carry the company. Hangman and this, nobody Hangman that. But then here comes MJF right after Hangman does everything, and MJF fucking said it. He said he was gonna do this. He said he was going.
He said, "I'm going to hurt you."
He was. I'm gonna let you do what you need to do. And then I'm going to take it because I want mine back. And he wants to take it from Hangman. That's who he wants to take it from. And what a change up that would be to do it right after he wins and to have the Hurt Syndicate help, bro. Yes. Now, question though, because Matt's not here to counterbalance and bring us back to reality sometime. Is that too risky though? Is it or am I just overthinking it? Because it's MJF.
Oh, but on a night where it seems like everything's going to be played safe,
why not?
Maybe not.
But like then at that point, I'm like, also that's a big thing. You know,
you'd also want to end the show on that. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So with the lights out, maybe not.
Unless they start with the lights out, because then tell everyone, hey, show up early for this get together, but we're not going to tell you what it is. But when you get here, make sure earmuffs and eye mask on so that this way no one can see. I don't know. But now, brother, you worked me into a shoot there, brother. That's what I am right now, brother. Yeah, I don't know.
Or did I shoot you into a work? I'm not sure.
You might have shooted me into a work. Or you worked me into a worky shoot. Who we got winning? I'm gonna go with Hangman, but I am so.
You know what? Fuck it, because I want to be able to come back and say I called it. I'm taking MJF. That's the only. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
But all I'm saying is, pay attention to the tag match, man. Pay attention to the tag match. Something's gonna happen. Yep. Oh man, something has to happen. AEW has been doing brilliant work with their stories, and again, I cannot stress enough. This Forbidden Door pay-per-view, even though the concept most definitely has not deterred, but it has is gone away, it's distanced deteriorated for sure from where it once was. And that is, I think a variety of things, right? Obviously, New Japan Pro Wrestling not being as big as it once was. A lot of those people leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling to come to AEW, like Okada and Kenny, and like it does hurt Ibushi as well. That said, they did a wonderful job with this being a post All In pay-per-view a la Backlash, or something like that. But I'm down if AEW wants to take a bigger risk and have MJF win after Hangman just conquered the beast, because then it makes the Hurt Syndicate seem like a really big deal. If Bobby and Shelton come out and just brutalize and destroy Hangman in a way that he had never been beaten up before, and we know the Hangman likes to get beaten up. He's kind of into it. It's like his kink almost. I don't know. I could see it. The master manipulator does it again. Damn. All right. That's where we are. That's it. We'll see what happens. Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think that we're smoking the ganj? One of two of us are. Well, actually, maybe you're on whiskey, so actually both of us are inebriated. So let us know in the comments if we're on the good stuff, or If you agree, if you think that we're actually not that crazy, sound off. We want to hear from you in the comments down below. And that brings us to the end of the show. And as we know, the greatest segment of all time, the Rebooked 24/7 Champion of the Week. This is the segment where we talk about the thing that brought us the most joy in the world of professional wrestling, life, whatever the case may be. Just, just things that we share with one another, because sharing things is good. I will share Matt's first. Matt had his. I do want to share Matt's, so let me make sure I'm getting that one out there. He said that his is Naomi and Big Jim. Because it has been revealed that Naomi is pregnant. So congratulations for her, and congratulations
Big
for
Jim
Big
did
Jim.
not proceed with caution at all.
He most definitely did not. Big Jim in more ways than one. No, but honestly, it's
ironic she laid her title down on Slim Jim. On the Slim Jim logo.
But no, so she laid her title down. She will be vacating it, because I think raising a human probably a little bit more important. So
Matt's 24/7 champion is vacant. The new women's world title, world champion.
But yes, he said that his 24/7 champs were Naomi and Big Jim. So once again, congrats to them. It's really, really awesome.
Well, his vote doesn't count because he's not here. We don't do mail-in votes here
we don't do mail-in votes here. Okay, did you have a conversation with the Vladdy Daddy too? Okay. Jake, do you want to go or should I go?
Sure, I can go.
You can go? Okay.
I'm going to mention one thing because I was going between two things. I think I've settled, but I do want to mention one that I had considered, a nominee that I had considered that only came out just a few hours ago, as a matter of fact. And that is the season 2 trailer for Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so good. They're going to New Vegas. I'm very excited about it. I went and re-downloaded New Vegas because it made me want to play it again. Very excited about it. It's a great trailer. Go check it out. I gotta watch
the first season. I haven't.
You haven't watched the first season?
I was never a Fallout guy. I was never a Fallout guy,
man,
but I'm willing to dive into it. Maybe on my
Fallout was one. Maybe I've told this story on here before, but like I was not familiar with Fallout either until the third one.
Yeah,
I went over, years and years ago when it came out. I went over to my sister and brother-in-law's house, and my brother-in-law came up to me and handed me his copy of Fallout 3. And he was like, I need you to take this and get it the hell out of my house. And I was like, why? And he was like, I can't stop playing it.
That's so funny.
I'm not sleeping. It's affecting my work. I need to concentrate on my family. Get it out of my house.
I need to concentrate on my family.
Yeah. He's like, I need it out. I need it out. So I took it and it sat there for like a few weeks. And then one day I was off work and I was like, screw it, I'm going to give it a try. Popped it in, played it a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I guess it's pretty fun. And I looked up, it was 6 hours later. And I was like, what? And so I instantly became a big Fallout fan.
I wanted to have that feeling with Starfield. I desperately wanted to have that feeling with Starfield.
Yeah. I played the shit out of it starting out. I did play like 200 hours of that game and I really got into it. But then after you do
the main quest,
there's not
much else.
A whole lot. I mean, there are some other fun quests, but it just was like, okay, well, I know space is empty, but it doesn't need to feel this empty.
Yeah.
That was kind of
but it was still fun by the ships because that was the thing I wanted to do going into that. And I feel like maybe I should like try No Man's Sky again or something like that because I wanted the ships. Like I wanted to tinker with ships and learn how to do that.
You can do that in Starfield.
You can. It's just confusing as hell. And
I figured it out. It's good. It's fine.
You did? Okay. Maybe I need to watch some videos and like learn or something like that. I teach myself.
You can build some crazy shit and it can be fun.
It is a sick game though, and everyone should at least try it out once. At the very least, try Oblivion. Just try anything that like any of the Bethesda classics. You will not be disappointed.
Or even Obsidian, because
Obsidian,
Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. Outer Worlds 2 is coming
Honestly,
out
I
soon.
think if you've never played the genre before, if you've never done like the exploratory first person, genre, like I think Outer Worlds is a really good place to start. It's a really like tight game, but it still gives you the feeling of like exploration and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You have another
but
one?
my real
you have a real one.
my real 24/7 champion though this week. My 24/7 champion is this past Saturday, August 16th. That's my 24/7 champion. Oh, was that your mom's birthday? No. I mean, that's not why. Happy birthday, Mama GB, I suppose. But
I know why.
No, that's because this past Saturday was the last Saturday of 2025 without college football.
Yeah. Oh, he's back. He's back.
So excited.
The demon is
we've got week 0 this weekend, which is one game happening in Ireland between Kansas State and Iowa State. And I'm going to be up at 9 a.m. watching that son of a bitch. I can't wait.
Okay, that's exciting. Hell yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's the same game where last year they had Sheamus as a guest picker.
Okay.
And he picked Georgia Tech to beat Florida State. And he got it right.
Nice.
He got it right.
Oh, well,
and ironically, not this Saturday, but the next, Bama's first game, Florida State. So I'm going to need Sheamus on the side of the tide for that one as well. But that's college football's back. Can't wait.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Mine is a little bit closer to some wrestling stuff because I just saw it and I was like, man, this is really cool. So AEW has been killing it with the match graphics. They've been putting out like all these really cool match graphics that are like all like this one right here, as a matter of fact, that Scan featured, which was the Forbidden Door London, Zack Sabre Jr., Nigel McGuinness, done in a very punk rock, British punk rock style, which I thought was really cool. There was a few other ones as well that I had seen online, but there was one in particular that like stood out to me because it's tied to another graphic that they did a while ago. So on Blue Sky, there's this poster, Amy, who she's like a big AEW fan, and she had noted that this is the poster for Forbidden Door, and between MJF and Hangman, and you can see Hangman is inside of MJF's head. Right.
I like that.
And that's what that is supposed to signify, right? But then here's the thing, though, they did this before. For AEW Revolution, when MJF was in Hangman's head.
They did a reverse of it.
So this one is the reverse of. So the first one was in Revolution. That was back in March when Hangman.
Oh, I remember. We were there.
Exactly, and Hangman and MJF fought, but Hangman was like, this was on his journey to redemption, right? Whereas now. It's the other way around.
I love it.
So I got to give a shout out to the AEW graphics team because they have really been nailing it and putting and layering these subtle narrative details with their stuff in a similar way that we've praised WWE for the way that they've incorporated backstage segments to tell little bits of narrative and add some cool things like the Nikki Cross thing, for example, that Shauna caught. I really think I think that stuff just makes it better. It just adds, it's silly things. It's meant for nerds like me, but and us and what we cover. But I appreciate attention to detail like that. I care when someone cares about what they do and what they make, and I think we should praise that. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But I don't know who to give it to though. We had AEW graphics team. We had, we had Matt. You got to give it to Naomi and Big Jim. Give it to the.
No, we don't. No mail-in votes.
No mail-in votes. Okay,
no mail-in.
So we're not mail-in voting. It wasn't on the ballot. It was only just a provision that was mentioned on the House floor, and it never got added in. So we have
I'll give it to the graphics department. I'll give it to the graphics department.
You don't want to give it to Bama? You don't want to give
Of course I want to give it, but it's not Bama. Bama's next weekend. Bama can have it next week.
So we'll give it to the AEW graphics team, who have been great in the past, and they deserve an award like this, a prestigious award, won by some of the brightest minds in all of the world, like Xavier Woods' hat, for example, or Jake. So as you can see, the range is quite
the OG,
quite large. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for us here. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Once again, huge shout out to Matt, even though he wasn't able to make it. Jake obviously decided he's just
sorry, Matt, you bald fraud.
Hold on.
Wing! You got to show up. You bald fraud.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But hopefully Matt will be back with us next week. It's going to be a fun time. We got Forbidden Door this weekend. We'll be keeping eyes on that. And, of course, all the things happening with WWE and TNA. If you want to keep up with us, you can do so by checking us out on RebookPod.com. There you can find links to everything, social media, YouTube, podcasts, our own social media links, all that good stuff and more. We thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys soon. Join the Discord as well. Peace.
Cheers.